TBTL.
Hey there, welcome to Hey Dummies. This is the newsletter video where we, the dummies, answer your questions. LA edition. I'm here at the hotel. Just got done with some filming today at the American Film Institute, which is a magical place. By the time this gets in your newsletter inbox, I've probably already talked about it on TBTL, but I've officially decided to stop podcasting and become a 47-year-old freshman at the American Film Institute. That's how inspiring it was. It's like, what if you went to college and all you studied was the stuff you were interested in? What an amazing idea. Anyway, this will be my final Hey Dummies before I take on my career as a famous movie director. But before all of that, I need to answer a question from Valerie. Valerie wants to know, and yes, we're doing it. We're wearing reading glasses in order to read things. Like, when I was younger, I think I thought glasses looked kind of cool and I wished I had them. And now I literally have to wear these to read things and I feel less cool. Valerie wants to know a question for any dummy. Everyone is writing a book. If you were to venture down the book writing road, what book or subject would you choose? I have thought about this, Valerie. In fact, for a long time, I've been threatening to write a book, never actually doing it. The closest I got, and by the way, it would be memoir. I don't think I have the creativity to world build some other universe, or I don't think I'm very good at describing anyone who's not just basically me. But the closest I got to this happening, which wasn't really very close, was I'm friends with a writer who shares the same literary agent as David Sedaris. And I've always fancied myself kind of an unfunny, straight David Sedaris who's not a good writer. That's kind of how I've thought of myself. And I basically called in a favor with this friend of mine, and they scheduled a lunch with me and them and this literary agent from Penguin Publishing. And I wrote a treatment, which is kind of like a little sample of what the book would look like. And I really poured my heart into it. I don't know if it was any good or not. My sense is it wasn't. But I sent it over to this agent. And in my mind, it was like when I hit send on the email, he was going to stop whatever he was doing and then just like tear through this and call me and say, you know, you're going to be the next literary star of America. But instead, he got to this really fancy place we were having lunch in Manhattan and said, oh yeah, I tried to look at the thing you sent, but the formatting was being weird on my phone on the subway over here. And so that sort of set the tone for the meeting. I think it was a favor to my friend and his client. And I thought this is what maybe writers did. I proceeded to have 3 martinis, I believe, at lunch on the Penguin Publishing Corporation. My friend and the book agent, I believe, had 0 martinis and probably kept their wits about them a little bit better than I did. I left that meeting with the instruction to basically rethink kind of the structure of what I was proposing for the book. I remember this one moment clearly. I think I said to them, well, you know, David Sedaris just kind of writes about whatever he wants. And his agent said, or his editor, I guess, said, it feels like he's writing about whatever he wants, but there's a very, very practiced kind of art and science that is going on when David Sedaris writes, which, like, of course there is. He's one of the greatest writers in America. And I thought he was just like scribbling down kind of his notes to, you know, his thoughts. And that was my plan for my book. And this guy disabused me of that notion. That was, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. And I haven't really done much since then on the project. But to answer your question, Valerie, I do think I might try someday to write a kind of a memoir of sorts. I am a little bit bummed because I dragged my feet on this for so long that I lost the title of the book. I wanted it to be called Failure is an Option, but H. John Benjamin, I believe, wrote a book and called it Failure is an Option. So I have to think of a new title for the book and write the book and find someone to publish it. So it will still be many, many years before that probably happens. I'm always amazed at people who can actually sit down and write a book and just do it. Like, it's an incredible, thing to accomplish. And one that I dream of accomplishing, Valerie, maybe someday. but it's still a ways off. So there you go. That's the answer to your question. If you have a question for us, the Dummies, go ahead and email Andrew at Hey Dummies, Andrew at tbtl.net. Put Hey Dummies in the subject line. Sorry, did I mention it's late in Los Angeles and I'm tired? Anyway, thank you for subscribing to the newsletter. Thanks for being part of TBTL. Send us your questions and we will see you next week.